Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, I've done a bit of renovation of the village. Basically, just to recap in case you haven't seen part 1, this is an SMP server run by a friend of mine, and the different players in the group are friends of his. And what we do in this server is we build like a central hub location, like a train station, and then we each pick our direction and go, and we pick some land that we'd like, and then we eventually connect everything back up via minecarts and train stations. I looked around in the new server and I couldn't find any land that I really liked, no really epic mountains or really awesome landforms to build around, so I decided to build in the next best place, a village. The NPC villages in this map were kind of messed up, and I decided that I would like to renovate the villages, or at least some of the villages, but I also decided that I would like to make one village my actual home. I felt like the NPCs themselves would be an interesting addition to my house, and so I've co-opted their village, one that's reasonably close to the spawn point, and here's where we are. I built a wall around the village, and I then proceeded to herd all the villagers who had wandered off back into the village, and then I began disassembling their original habitat. I took out all the farms that were originally in here, I took out the buildings, I took out the roads, I even took out the well. Basically, there's nothing left except the one library building that was here originally, and the wall, and the remains of just the cobblestone. Oh, I hate this. Okay. The cobblestone that used to be the well. I haven't bothered digging down to get all that out yet. As you can see here, there's this big cobblestone block building, and that's actually the corral where I've momentarily or temporarily relocated the villagers while I build them a new living space. It'll just be a heck of a lot easier to get them from a confined space like this into a building, because I can build a hallway, and this is actually how I got them from their. A number of them were still in their original buildings, and a number of the villages were still in their original buildings, and I decided not to let them out at the time because I didn't want... because villagers are very difficult to manage, and they're very difficult to get to go where you want them to go, and I decided that it would be a lot easier if I just left them in there and then figured out a way to get them from their building to the holding room. What I actually ended up doing was building a little hallway system, kind of like this. I'd basically build sort of a U shape if I needed to, or if there was ground there already, I'd just build two walls. And basically what happened was I'd build something like this that led from the side of their house to the holding cell, and then I'd just pick out the wall. Go ahead and do that now. And as you can see, there's a nice walkway right through there all of a sudden. And at that point, I could just push the villagers through because they had no place that they could wander sideways. Of course, a few times they did glitch up and down, but then I started making them 3 tall, But, whatever. It worked. I got the villagers all into that location, as you saw, all 9 of them from this village. And that's basically the process that I'll use to relocate any villagers that I decide to move from the neighboring village in the desert out there. Other than that, the zombie spawner is still down below the ground here. But I took out the roads, I took out the other farms, and that's pretty much it. That's all there is to show. The next step, of course, will be flattening all this out and removing any anomalous materials like sand or, well, obviously this original... I keep wanting to call it a fountain for some reason. But yeah, I'll also have to take out various spots of water, things like that. But that's it. That's where we are right now, and hopefully I'll have something awesome to show you in the next video, or at least, if not awesome, at least interesting.